Hello everyone! Welcome to a new video as we continue exploring interesting facts about these amazing animals. Here we have a carnivorous dinosaur, which is a Velociraptor, while on the left side we have two herbivores, the great Stegosaurus and the great Triceratops. Also, in today's video, we are going to use the Book of Dinosaurs and Other Prehistoric Animals. Inside, we have a lot of interesting information, with illustrations along with dino facts to learn curious facts about all of them. What do you think? Should we start with the great Velociraptor? It was a small carnivorous dinosaur, not as big as, for example, the great Triceratops. However, it was able to catch large prey, since they hunted in groups or packs. As you can see, this figure is great for learning, since it comes with an articulated jaw, so we can open and close it, revealing all its sharp teeth. The Velociraptor had a rather slim and slender body, but very powerful hind legs that allowed it to run at high speed. Also, something very important on its body was its long tail, which it used to change direction when running. Its front arms were quite long, with 3 long fingers and 3 claws. It used them to catch its prey, immobilize them, or even to bring the meat to its mouth once it had hunted. A curious fact about Velociraptor is that we usually see it depicted in movies and books like this, with scaly skin. Although, according to the latest research, Velociraptor was actually a feathered dinosaur, meaning its whole body was covered. That's how it is at basic ages. Since it comes with a speaker, we can hear its roar. Let's leave it here to meet the next one. Among the dinosaurs, this one is a herbivorous dinosaur. As you can see, its mouth is very different from the Velociraptor's. It's much smaller and, like other herbivores, it had a beak at the tip of its mouth. They used this to dig in the ground in search of food, for example, to eat tough roots that were underground, which was a food that this type of dinosaur loved. The Stegosaurus, as you can see, was characterized by the large bony plates it had all along the top of its body. They started at the top of its head, super small, but they kept getting bigger and bigger until they reached their maximum height and width, right at the central upper part, to protect the weakest part of its body, which was this area where all its vital organs were concentrated, like its lungs, stomach, and heart. Also, to defend itself, it had a large defensive tail swipe. It had a long tail with 4 spikes at the tip, so it could swing its tail very quickly and powerfully to scare off predators. As you can see, it was also a quadrupedal dinosaur that walked on all 4 legs. The hind legs were much larger than the front ones, since it needed to have a lot of strength in its back legs. It lived on Earth during the Jurassic, over 200 million years ago. Millions of years ago, it could grow up to 9 meters long. In the book, we have more information, and look, 3 specimens of this gosaur seem to be looking for food. It tells us that its name means roofed lizard, and it lived on planet Earth. In the area of the United States, more specifically where there is a marked cross, is where several sites with fossil remains of this specimen have been found. We have one last dinosaur to see. It's a very famous dinosaur, since a lot of information is known about it thanks to the fossil remains that have been found over the years. It's the great Triceratops. It had a crown-shaped skull, and as you can see, it had spikes all around the outside of its head. The most notable feature was its 3 horns on top of its head, with 2 larger ones above its eyes. And we have one last example left, and a dinosaur yet to discover. I'm sure all of you have already heard about the great Triceratops, a very famous herbivorous dinosaur throughout history. A multitude of fossil remains of this dinosaur have been found, so we've been able to gather a lot of information about it. The most characteristic thing is that it had a crown-shaped skull, and the entire outer part was covered with small spikes that protected it. What? It also had 3 horns on its head. The 2 upper horns were located above its eyes, and were much longer than the 3rd horn, which was on top of its nose. Like other herbivores, it had this strong beak and loved to look for food underground. Up close, we see the details of its scaly skin and tongue. It was a rather robust dinosaur, with a body very similar to that of modern rhinoceroses. Also, let's listen to its roar. Subscribe. In the Encyclopedia, we find this fantastic illustration. We have a great Triceratops using its horns to face the mighty Tyrannosaurus rex. Also, in the Dino Facts, it tells us that it could reach about 9 meters in length, and that its name means face with 3 horns. And now we've finished today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and that you learned some interesting information about these dinosaurs. If so, you can help me by giving me a super like, thumbs up, and I invite you to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. It's time for me to say goodbye. Thanks for being there. I'll see you in the next video with more amazing dinosaurs. Goodbye.